And we're back. Got my hair cut and I feel like me again. We're actually going to be taking my wife's car to AutoZone. Back to AutoZone. I'm going to pick up some oil. Since it's still technically summer here, I'm going to be running a thicker oil, maybe a 1550 or something like that, just because I want to run a thicker oil in the car. I kind of always run a thicker oil in the car due to the heat that we have here in Houston and Texas in general. So I'm going to be picking up some oil. I got to get this one on the road so that I can drive it around and so I can be mobile. And since you guys have been asking about the car, this will be a good opportunity for me to get the car pulled out the garage and do some work on it so you guys can see her in the daylight and I can give you guys a build breakdown. So this is my 1999 E36 M3. I've had this car for almost 6 years now, and gotta say it's probably one of the most favorite cars that I've had. It used to be my wife's car, now it's mine, and I wanted to show you guys the car in its current state. There's gonna be a lot of changes coming in the near future. Just wanted to bring you guys along for the ride. Just as a brief rundown, the car's got an M50 manifold, a Sage 1 tune from Trm Tuning, and it's got BC coilovers, Apex wheels, lightweight conversion, no longer has an convertible top in the back. All in all, it's got a lot of work done to it, but there's a lot more coming. So thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned if you guys want to see more about this car. I've got the M3 pulled out. I decided to pull it out for a little daily driver duty, and wouldn't you know it, just in perfect E36 fashion, something broke. When I pulled out, I noticed a massive power steering leak coming from the bottom of the car. Naturally, I could drive the M3 in its current state, but since I haven't had the car out in a very long time and you guys haven't seen it, I thought this might be a good introduction to the vehicle to show you guys around the car, show you some of the stuff that it actually needs, some of the issues that I'm dealing with. If you guys have E36s, you know that it's an ongoing project, especially for those of you who daily drive them. Since this car is not a daily driver, it really is more like a weekend cruiser. It doesn't get very much mileage, so I apologize in advance if you guys see things that should be taken care of and they're not. Don't worry, I'll be getting to them. If you guys have any suggestions on what I should be working on next, please leave a comment down in the description below. I've had the car for about 6 years now. It's got about 149,000 miles on it. It was automatic when I first bought it. It's now 5-speed, it's been swapped to 5-speed. The engine has been refreshed about 3 years ago, and some of the things that I've done to it, I will leave a link down in the description down below. I don't want to bore you guys with some of the common upgrades that I've done. There's nothing too special. It's got the Porsche map, it's got the M50 manifold, all that jazz. But if you guys want to know exactly what I have into this car, check the description down below. You can check that out. Guys, so we're underneath the car here, and as you can see, there is quite a bit of just gunk, and this is all from the power steering. I don't have any oil leaks that I'm aware of, but this power steering leak has kind of gotten a hand. It's kind of a common thing on E36s, and I just poured more ATF into the power steering reservoir, and it's starting to leak now. Since I have tracked down where it's actually currently leaking and dripping from, if I look up here, I notice that right up here at this this bolt right here, it's actually seeping from right here. I don't know if you guys can see right there, but it looks like the banjo bolt that has 2 copper washers on it is seeping. If I sit here long enough, you can actually see it seeping, but I don't know if I can get it on camera here, but that's where the leak's coming from. So I'm gonna pull this bolt out and see if I can put a new sandwich washer in there, and see, there it goes. There we go. See if I can get this whole thing to stop leaking. Got the bolt loose here. I'm gonna go ahead and see what I can do to. So there's a banjo bolt here. So guys, here's the banjo bolt and the washers that came off the power steering rack. I thought it was the same as the banjo bolt that actually comes on a Vanos, which is right here. And as you can see, the Vanos one is slightly larger. So I'm going to see if I have any spare washers, copper washers instead of these steel ones, somewhere in my garage to replace these with. My guess is that these have been crushed way too long, and I don't remember ever changing these, so these might be the original ones, and they just may not be able to hold back any pressure anymore. So I'm going to look for some separate ones to replace these, and maybe that'll solve the issue. So since I noticed that the power steering reservoir hasn't leaked all the way out like it did before, it used to leak out in a matter of minutes, it hasn't leaked at all from what I could see. That repair might have been successful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the car to a stage where I can actually turn it on, and then I'm going to turn the steering wheel left and right, see if I can build some pressure up in the system, and see if it leaks under pressure. So guys, as you can see, I changed my clothes. Had to stop working on the car. Even though I did fix the power steering leak from the banjo bolt, I ended up finding out there was actually a leak coming from the low pressure side of the power steering hoses. So using my shop discount, I ordered a replacement hose from Gion. If you guys aren't familiar with them, I don't know if they're available outside of Texas. Kind of like XL Auto Parts. I called it in. The parts should be there about 4:30. So we're waiting on that. I'm actually gonna let my wife pick me up. Gonna take me over there. We're gonna pick up the part and we're gonna get it installed today. So I got the part with a little bit of time to spare. The shop actually closed up at 6 o'clock, and I got there with like 5 minutes to spare. There's a ridiculous amount of traffic here in Houston right now, just due to all the detours that everyone's having to take to get home. So I should have taken that into consideration. I probably should have picked these up earlier, but I got here just enough time with just enough daylight. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to get this installed tonight, so that I can drive the car tomorrow. This reservoir has been on here for a very long time, as you can probably see. So getting this lower hose off here so that I can replace the hose is going to be the first task. And the second task, I think I'm going to go hose that down, clean it out best I can, and probably go ahead and get online and purchase another reservoir, because this one has seen better days. Alright, so this hose has been on here such a long time that I'm actually having a little trouble actually removing it from the reservoir, so I'm probably just going to have to cut it off. And free. Yeah guys, this hose here has seen better days. Definitely has seen better days. Not really sure what to make of this, but I mean, it's pretty brittle. This end here kind of just broke off. So yeah, I'm glad I'm getting rid of this. So now they got the replacement unit, and it's very flexible. It's not bending, it's not crimping. So I probably will be replacing the other one in the very near future, the hard line. Even though it's not leaking, I don't really want to keep it on there, since the other one did go out like that. It's probably the hard line's probably going to be not far behind it. So yeah, let's get this in. I'm also not the biggest advocate of factory hose clamps. If you you check out this old hose clamp here, you see how it has these ribs instead of actual channels to actually bite down into. I always feel it's a good idea just to get rid of these factory ones. They're as old as a car, so they're almost 20 years old, so this design has been improved upon, easily improved upon within the last couple of years. So yeah, I know a lot of newer cars are going to those plastic quick connects, but I just love a good old-fashioned hose clamp, so we're going to change to one of these. Alright, so now I'm going to pour some fresh ATF in now that the whole system is basically empty and clean. Might be a little too full, but it'll be alright. Need to bleed this system anyway. So now it's the reverse processing, putting everything back together and starting the vehicle and turning the wheel full lock left, full lock right a couple times till all the air bubbles are out, and that should be it.
Wow.